Sioux Empire Podcast 102. Is Sioux Falls broken? With Matthew.
A pathless wilderness, wild, rugged, that was a hardy frontier, far from the paths of civilization.
If you close your eyes, you can pretend it's North Dakota.
Where fortune beckons with a glittering smile.
Well, have you seen South Dakotans, John? They're insanely hot.
And life hung on the quickness of a trigger finger.
I will do my best to listen more intently.
The Sioux Empire Podcast.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Sioux Empire Podcast. I am your host, as always, Robert Mailing. This is the Sioux Empire Podcast, the quirky but harmless podcast that's all about Sioux Empire news, comedy, music, and culture. Joining me, as always, on the camera is Natasha Estes. So glad to have you back from your missionary work.
I'm trying to get back on the camera. Hi?
No, you're okay. Go ahead and talk.
I
I'm
never had a
moving it.
snappy opening, so I'm good.
Okay, cool. And also joining us is tail gunner Seth Glover.
Hey everybody, I'm bringing up the rear, I guess. Thanks, Rob. Really subtle. Anyway, here to replace me, I guess. I'd like to introduce. You guys would know him. He's been my stand-in before Matthew Livingston is on the couch.
Like 2.5 years ago.
As the guest, yeah. Yeah, you guys didn't forget.
Hi. Howdy. Yeah, and again, it was over 2.5 years ago, or something like that, but I want to make a joke about Natasha's being on a missionary trip.
She
whatever,
really,
but I don't know.
She's spreading the word.
I guess I hadn't heard that.
She was spreading the
about
good news of Jesus Christ. This is the part where we realize that Natasha definitely didn't listen to last week's episode.
No, yeah.
And the reason we made up for her not being there.
No, I was busy at work.
Ah, good times. Good times.
Working or working it?
Working.
You're just jealous.
Yeah,
You're just jealous.
yeah, I'm married. Yeah.
Anyway.
So let's transition in here and move into some headlines. So, just a few headlines for you this week. I'm very grateful that the legislative session is over, finally, thank God. And they didn't manage to, enslave us or, blow up the state and leave a, flaming crater where it had been. Yeah.
Yet.
Yes,
Yet.
as far as we know, no groundwork. Yeah, that's hasn't happened.
And not yet. As Matthew said, not yet. But yeah, I thought we'd take a moment here to look at some news stories. Yeah, the news has not been kind to Sioux Falls, especially in the last week and a half.
No, they love us.
Let's see. We are some FBI stats came out, and South Dakota is the 48th or 49th state in the union as far as safety for crime, because our crime rate has. It's not because our crime rate is high, it's actually at about the national average, but it has increased 80% or something like that in the last 5 years. So, pretty bleak stuff. Marty Jackley and a bunch of different law enforcement officials actually came down to Sioux Falls and gave a whole thing about their plans to turn that around and stuff like that. And so that's been all over the news, is that Sioux Falls is crime-ridden. I don't know if you guys feel like Sioux Falls is crime-ridden.
When I see a dozen cop cars on my way home, all converging to somewhere near my home, it appears to look like it, but that's just, the single point of view with one incident that you cannot extrapolate a big thing from.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it...
You're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Damn. All right. Wasn't it just because our metropolitan population has increased, thus with that coming is the increase in crime, and that statistics was really just a percentage of crime increase, not a, like you said, overall total amount of crime is still down with the national average.
Right.
It's at the national average, but we've always run below the national average for our size, adjusted for per capita. And this is the time that, like, people that have been saying crime's not a problem are actually being like, okay, this is probably a problem, because our, especially, like, not violent crime, but anything drug-related has skyrocketed in Sioux Falls statistically. So, and that's part of what's pushed us up, and that is not commiserate to our population growth. I mean, it's moved with the population growth, but faster than it should if it was going to follow the trend of just being population-based.
Well, and is that because the cops aren't, we've been like, oh, we're fine, and towed the line or whatever? Or is it because, I mean, frankly, down, where was it, the Hy-Vee on 57th and Cliff, they're out in broad daylight mugging people.
Oh,
That
yeah.
get more just brazen because we pulled the status quo so much that the cops don't actually... They're not worried that the cops are going to stop them or anything like that.
Well, these mayoral candidates, they have no fear. You know, they're going out on Minnesota and they're shooting guys, and they're still going to get votes.
Nice. Good Trump callback there. Nice. Yeah. You know, there is something to that. They're more brazen. And then another thing that they blamed in the presentation was the fact that meth use in particular, like meth, and then heroin has exploded, which I didn't realize that was like a big... I'm just like, oh, that's so like 80s, right? That's like 80s, early 90s heroin. That's the drug of the past. But I want to say, and I'm not, don't quote me on this, but I want to say one of the stats they showed that were shocking during the presentation was that specifically just heroin use has gone up 80% from what it was.
Well, it's because, I mean, that's, I think they'll contribute to pain medication.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, I thought popping pills was the bigger drug.
And South Dakota has joined in with Marty Jakely running for governor at the helm. Is put in a lawsuit for against opioid companies for creating the opioid crisis, basically. In other Marty Jakely news,
I get it. You know, yeah, it's just like the cigarette company.
Yeah, that's the way they're treating it.
Yeah.
I think that's their plan, since, you know, like for a while there, like 10 years ago, their big plan was that the next tobacco company lawsuit thing for lawyers to like feed on was going to be fast food companies, but that never really like clicked because they were going to like go after obesity.
You have to like go to yeah.
It's because they thought about it, had a burger.
Yeah, like I don't want this to be banned.
I don't have the energy, man. I'm just gonna chill.
So this seems like the new boogeyman. They're gonna, it's their new satanic panic, if you will. They're gonna go after opioids and opioid manufacturers, and that's how they're gonna justify how many lawyers there are.
It seems pretty good.
It seems pretty good. Another lawsuit.
Crack is whack.
We're
going to get all those 90s commercials back again. This is your brain. Smash the it. This is your brain on drugs.
Where's the beef? Seriously, it's not rhetorical. I left it here somewhere. That's what that smell is.
I would have to say that those statistics are...
So you guys...
Not really.
You think they're bullshit?
I don't see that. I mean, I don't think they're completely big bullshit, but I don't think they're... I don't think you should base any... or make any moves based on that, or make any decisions based on those. Yeah, you shouldn't make any decisions based on those, really, because I don't think those are actually an accurate portrayal of what it is like to live here. I feel pretty safe, so...
So you mean I've been hoarding ammunition and anti-personnel grenades for nothing?
What's that?
Nothing.
Maybe it's just to get Marty to fuck off. Marty fuck off be elected governor.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's fear
Maybe just
mongering,
he's-
and I think it's getting all those people that are, just semi afraid of like any drugs to just jump on that bandwagon. Marty fuckface.
Marty. It almost sounds like Morty. I'm just like, Marty, god damn it, Morty.
Marty, I wish. No, I wouldn't want infinite Martys.
Marty McFly.
That'd suck. Well, Marty McFly,
Not
yes.
doing a Back to the Future joke. Except for I am, if there's time between here and work or after work, gonna get a flux capacitor tat, so there. I'm a dork. And then that's it for my references this time.
Do you have like a quota for references?
Maybe.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just gotta hit 88 miles per hour first.
Yeah. Nice. So,
And steal some nuclear armament from the Libyans.
the Libyans?
Libyans!
He's got to steal radioactive material from the labias. Marty, I don't think that means what you think it means. in a very awkward, a very awkward deleted scene from the original. It's the labias. Marty, just run. God, that kid's dumb. Oh, good times. So we decided the crime stuff is bullshit. What about poverty in Sioux Falls? Because the other,
That's
wave
just real, and I think that's a factor into the crime statistics is the amount of, well-paid jobs there are here.
Yeah, because, let's see. This story was interesting. I feel like this didn't get, much press or talk on the radio lately, locally. But, bankruptcy filings in South Dakota, in this court district, way up. And I had no idea that was even going on. It was just like a page 3 Argus Leader article kind of buried down on the website. And if I didn't have my aggregator, I'd have totally missed that it was even a thing that they were reporting.
Yeah, and that's a big reminder. Support us on Patreon so that we don't have to...
so that I can
finance this podcast?
Right.
Yeah, so that we can finance this podcast through something other than panda urine sales.
And dolphin... Never mind.
I don't know where I was going. My brain was trying to come up with a fucked up thing you'd sell from dolphins on the black market.
I was going with dolphin skin initially, and then I went to just dolphin penis or dolphin semen. I don't know, my that's where it went.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too, and I was just like, it should have been comedy gold, and I was just like, nothing.
I didn't want to go there.
Yep. Okay.
We went there.
That joke is dead.
All right. You want to circle back around? Maybe take another look.
Maybe. Yeah. Let's take a look at the whole the money thing. And then we ranked really low on Business Insider's ranking of states for business environment, which I thought was really surprising.
That is.
They put us at 48th in the U.S. for.
They don't want us to have Amazon. Is what their fucking problem is.
Well, maybe that is the reason, though. The reverse. We don't get those type businesses because we are too small.
And that's if you watch my interviews with all the mayoral candidates, that's several of them said that we had a refrigeration a dairy operation that was looking at coming to Sioux Falls, and that would have been a huge umpteen thousand jobs thing. It would have been the cornerstone of Foundation Park over there, that big development, and that fell through. And I want to say that was with Greg Jameson. He was saying that, and he said he was on. Yeah, because he was on the council when it happened. So that was Greg, and it's kind of shitty that we can't land those big contracts, or we need to try landing those. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I'm a little distracted. Natasha just poured a bunch of coffee down the front of her. Do you need a paper towel or something?
I have a scrunchie.
I want to see the Kleenex.
It wasn't on the microphone. That was my aim.
But what about you? Would you like a towel or something?
Can I see that?
I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen.
Okay, we're good, I guess.
And see, when you said fell through, I
Yeah,
I don't know if it was the time to make the joke about the Copper Lounge or not.
Oh, we're gonna be sensitive.
Too soon. No, I don't know if it's too soon, but
I
just
don't know.
yeah.
Well, I thought the first one actually I thought of was Zip Feed Tower. That was like, what about Copper Lounge? Then I abandoned it altogether. And
Yeah.
I missed my spot. I'll throw that in.
Yeah, after you've been to a meeting where somebody, commented on that they knew the, person, you gain some empathy and think about who
Yeah.
you might be offending.
You were with on that press
'cause
conference.
They might be a nice person. It's just, Anyway, but that really fell through.
Okay.
Not as bad as my other coffee incident. I changed the joke to
There's
myself.
no $300 item, unless you're.
I have a laptop here that you haven't
It's
spit
cost
on
$60
yet.
at Waldrop.
Ooh,
Or 30, I don't remember. I usually get a bunch at a time, and
Waldorf. I mean, can you really help yourself?
No! I can't. See, and I made everyone feel better.
There you go.
Warming words.
And
with
that's what it's
Natasha.
all about. man.
That should be a segment. Warming words with Natasha.
I like that.
Okay, that's fucking.
Well, we could, I guess. It depends on.
Spice.
Well, God, I guess I could warm your heart. Jesus.
I'm just picturing her looking in the camera just going, spicy,
You've exhausted
hot, warm.
3 weeks of that
Nice.
routine right now. It's really upsetting.
I didn't get on the couch, though. And I was like, oh, shit. The end. Different story.
The other thing, the last thing I'm going to cover here in headlines, because like I said, just keep it brief. I've interviewed now all of the mayoral candidates for Sioux Falls. I'm still working on city council members because those people are the candidates, because those people are like herding cats. It's super hard to like pin them down. But yeah, I'm getting there. I've got a few of the interviews. I've got most of the ones for at-large B, or both of them, I should say, because Pete didn't get the signatures. Pete's running for school board. But yeah, we've got at-large B. I don't think I've interviewed anybody that's running for at-large A yet. And then the Central District is turning into like a huge contest. Have you guys like seen any of that with that Joshua or Thor? They're like guys our age who are running, or younger, and have a lot of energy, and they have like really inspiring stories and stuff. So
Nice.
almost makes me wish I lived in the Central District and could actually vote on that. But que sera.
Politics are starting to get to be like, go sports teams.
Go sports teams!
Actually, yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Go politics.
No, I used to like politics. I don't like sports. No.
It just pokes too many people the wrong way when you start bringing up politics.
Yeah.
I mean.
Why are you laughing at my transitions, Matthew?
This interlude brought to you by the snowflakes of the world.
It's smooth hip hop. That's what it is. It's hip hop, but it's smooth. We're going for a classier, like NPR kind of feel.
Yeah,
I'm Robert Mailing, and you're listening to the Sioux Empire Podcast. The quirky but harmless podcast where if I had to talk like this all day into a radio, I would probably end my life.
With this microphone cord.
Yes.
Oh, crap. There's no longer microphone cords.
gotta get.
And the Prime Minister has announced that dolphins are no longer hated.
Really?
And this just in from Australia.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I guess I don't have an answer.
Sorry, I thought that was a real like story, and I was like, really? Because the Japanese are super like fuck dolphins, you know?
Yeah.
Or is that a South Park thing?
It's
Did they make that up for South Park? That's not an actual like.
Let's perpetuate that.
Well, they did bomb Pearl Harbor, so I mean. God.
We can tack on dolphin.
But they brought it.
Miami
free.
Dolphins.
You can only.
Ever
find
since
on-
Marino left, nobody's liked the Dolphins.
Oh.
I think that makes
So-
I'm
sense.
going to football. My team's getting rid of other people.
Who's your football team?
Seahawks.
Oh, okay. Well, they suck. Vikings, right? Am I right? It's right.
Skull Vikings.
Oh.
It gets a little harder and a little harder every year to say, but
You-
Skull Vikings.
Yeah, I don't know. The Seahawks are hard to. I don't hate the Seahawks as much as I hate Blair Welsh for that game.
Yeah, and then we picked him up for the same reason.
I
Like,
know.
hey, he'll
but
get
he
us
did,
points.
like,
What the
same
hell?
shit. It was
Why did we
great.
pick him up?
Oh God, of course.
Of course.
Give little guy
But we've gotten rid of like a lot of our D.
It's like Pete Carroll gave a pass on the 2-yard line a chance.
Sports.
Okay.
And
So-
Natasha's like, nope.
So
No
we've
Fs.
got with us this week regular cool dude Matthew Livingston. And so Matthew, how are things? How you doing? We haven't checked in with you in like 2 years. So
It's been 2.5.
he's just literally been sitting in my waiting room or my living room waiting for the next episode of the podcast to start, and he's just been there for 2 years.
Oh, is that what he was doing this whole time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, we told him that we would call him if Seth was going to be out, but he always just showed up anyway. It's like, it's 5 minutes to, and Seth wasn't here, and Rob's like, it's not 5 minutes after. It's,
So we had a last minute guest cancellation, and we'll rebook that. I mean, family emergencies happen, but yeah. So then I went down my call list of people, because there's a waiting list to get on the podcast. So I went down that list, and wouldn't you know it, absolutely everyone that I desperately begged to be on this podcast was busy. So then I went over to the cubicle next to mine at the place where I work during the day. And I was like, hey, random dude. Oh, you're Matthew. Hey, I know that guy.
Hey.
And I was like, hey, want to be on the podcast?
No, get it right. He was asking someone else, and I said, I can do it.
That's right.
And it was an awkward
I didn't even
pause.
ask you. I was asking a different coworker.
oh, wow.
That happened.
Did you, answer before you gave the other guy time? To respond,
Basically, yes.
Yeah. It's like, wait, I've been on that wait list.
I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh, I forgot about the wait list.
But Sean was petrified. He's like, no. What? He's kind of like, what about me would ever make you think I'd want to be on a podcast?
He did kind of have that deer in the headlights,
Same with Elijah, because I asked him too before I asked you, and he was super petrified. No, I asked him later, but yeah.
fill
So
the couch.
You weren't quite the last person I asked. Well, that's for part 2, because we had so many people cancel on us because of either weather or family stuff. The part 2 of this episode is going to be Podcast Palooza, and so that couch is going to be packed.
Gonna be back.
Hi.
At least it won't have any funky smells.
Hopefully not.
We're all here.
Now
We
I have
don't know
that
about
funky
the
towel
future
from
guests.
Joe's apartment song stuck in my head again. Thanks.
Travis and I will probably have to sit in your lap, but
Yeah.
I bet he smells
they
like
give me free
magic and
donuts?
He fits in
rainbows.
your pockets, however. He's a magician, and
He smells like donuts and flash powder.
Someone had donuts at work and they didn't clean out the coffee pot, and I'm like, oh, here, sweet. So I just, I took someone's donuts. It was great.
The yummy donut, but no coffee.
That was a great story, Natasha. It's very rich and well developed, and I like how the characters all had like a
Wonderful
unique
arcs.
arc to them. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's like I took your advice for the donuts for Pie Day the other day, and we had donuts, we had pie, we had ice cream all in our department. Those donuts disappeared fast.
I know, and I worked from home that day. No, it's okay. I worked from home, so I had no problems. Sitting in my underwear, coding, just like...
Waving at the
Yeah.
neighbor through the window as they look in.
I do.
Be awkward.
I do. I have that window open when I'm up here and I've got my work laptop all hooked into this, and it freaks people out. I don't know if it's because the closet doors are gone and you can it looks like I've got this gallery above me or whatever, but like the one time that Glenn came to drop off a fruit box. He stopped by on a day I was working from home. and he looked in the window as he was walking up, and the look on his face, I was just like. And then so then he comes to the patio, and I get the fruit box and pay him and stuff, and the whole time he just has this like. What look on his face like the whole time, and then just kind of like slowly wanders off. Like
it's the evil villain layer effect.
Do I have evil villain layer going on in here?
And one of the filters I put, it kind of does.
Nice.
Now you just need to get the really high back chair to go in there.
I do have this throne.
No, I mean like the regal one that sits like 3 feet over your head.
But this one's ergonomic. That's why I go with it. I'll get the skulls installed later.
Ergonomic. It's molded to my ass.
Ergonomic is Latin for it's molded to my. It feels like children are massaging my ass.
That's really disturbing.
I was going for small hands.
What kind of Roman or Greek or any kind of civilization?
The hands of a feeble-handed peasant woman.
Yes, that's where I was going with it. But I'm just like, instead I'm like, I fuck boys, like, god damn it.
I want to make a church joke, but that's all the farther I'm going to go.
That's right, Natasha. You leave my church out of this, damn it.
And my former church.
A lot of small hands in churches.
Go Catholics, the fighting Cathars.
I guess it depends.
So yeah. So while we're on the topic of Matthew's the focus here, not me. He should be the focus.
So well.
He should be the focus of this. Okay, we asked you how are things. You
if we went to donuts.
You're basically our only listener, so
you can tell us what your experience is like. We'd really appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, so this is kind of this episode is actually like I planned this, and this is actually kind of like a performance review for the podcast.
It's kind of like a start and stop.
Because we just hit our what's a start and stop?
How's the podcast? Start and stop. I can pause it.
Oh, okay.
No, that one didn't hit.
No,
bad pun.
No.
Over my head. But no, you listen to the podcasts. We've hit like 100 episodes now. 102, 103 here. And
it took 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, like 3.5, 4 years. It took some time. Well, we used to do, bi-weekly instead of weekly, We change with the times. We reconfigure as needed. Like Seth said earlier.
Podcast, budding.
Yeah.
In the budding community that is the Sioux Empire.
You're damn right.
When you've got so many new podcasts on there, you can't even keep up anymore.
I can't.
You're up to what, half a dozen?
If I hadn't written your names on the mixer here, I'd have no idea who I was talking to right now. I mean, I just have so many.
Sioux Falls, full of Chicago-style shady business deals and Denver amount of violence. Sorry. No? Nobody?
I thought you were going somewhere else with Denver on that.
Well, no. Just going for the
Mile High.
Sort of minimal aggression.
You can make jokes about Colorado that are not about weed.
Yeah, there's other things here. Mountains. And then mountains are known
and the mountains get really high. The look on your face.
Blue Mountains.
Yeah, they get pretty blue when they get all high.
No.
Okay.
Of course, like
That was blurry. So
Blue Mountains.
Didn't they take those photos in Montana though?
I'm not sure. But I know it's out of Golden, Colorado.
Their commercial says the Colorado Rockies. Okay, so it's got to be Colorado.
Well, it's out of Golden, Colorado.
Oh fuck! Then
I visited the brewery several times.
Well, then what the fuck am I explaining it? Explain it.
I was letting you go. Maybe they did a publicity shoot that was out of Montana or Wyoming or something, and it wasn't actually in Colorado. I don't know. That's why I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
And I said Blue Mountains because the can's cold when the mountains turn blue.
That's right.
Well, that's right. They've got we have the technology now. We live in the future.
And actually, one of our server guys told me that, and I was like, Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. So I did the same thing Rob just did. Oh yeah.
You suppose there's an alternate timeline where that guy like invented selectively permeable
knew that.
membranes and cured
I
multiple
remember that.
sclerosis or something like that.
Well, don't
Instead,
even think about it. It's like,
in this
that's what-
timeline, he was like, well, the money at Coors is better, so I'm gonna make the beer cans blue.
That's an interesting thought. Let's talk more about that.
This is where you cue up that old song, the I'm blue, da boo dee da boo da.
Da ba dee da. That song is by Eiffel. Thank you very much.
95 or
65,
65, yes.
Eiffel
65.
65.
Let's just pull up amazing songs from the 90s.
Or as I know them, the Bards.
Did you grow up with them? Is their last name the Bards? Were they your neighbors? A mile down the road?
It was an allusion to Shakespeare. I'm saying they're that good, but they're
I
not.
was trying to not say the bars of Stratford on Avon and do the whole.
Oh, Stratford on a yeah. It's
that
close.
song.
It doesn't quite work, but I gotcha.
That song from Kiss Me Kate.
From Kiss Me Kate. I got nothing.
It's a play or a movie about people putting on a Shakespeare play.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Taming of the Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew is an
Yeah.
excellent play.
Ah.
Very
How do you
good.
train a shrew?
Taming of the Shrew.
I know, but they're
It
such
could be
small
one
little
and the
creatures.
You engage in conduct. You engage in conduct with the woman that today would be considered abuse.
Look at Natasha's face like, no, Matt, no.
That's okay. You can know about the sports, and I'll know about the Shakespeare, and it'll be just fine.
But I know, I was trying to make a joke out of it.
Natasha
Sure, a little animal.
hurling the truth bombs. Overhanded, nice. Wacha.
Oh, what, Rob? You can those only throw underhanded? Rob?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's accurate.
Okay.
Checked.
That worked perfectly for the video because it was panning over and it literally like was parallel with her eyes, just like. It's like stare of death. Oh, that was beautiful. I love that. This remote thingy is so worth it.
For all you folks that were thinking about getting a camera turret,
Do it.
controlled camera turret.
And for the viewers who are getting motion sick from how much I turn it around and play with it and just move it up and down at times for no reason, I apologize.
No, I deal with
Sorry, not sorry.
it. Deal with it.
There you
No
go.
apologies, Sioux Empire Podcast.
Now you just need to get two of them so you can turn it up and down, and left and right. Yeah.
So seriously, Matthew, while I have you here,
Damn it! I still redirected it back again.
Seriously, Matthew.
you've got to stall for another 30 minutes if you're going to keep me from asking you about this. So, what do you think? You've been listening
Hey,
since.
diddly-doo, neighborhood.
Did you listen to the first season, or when did you start listening?
Yeah.
First season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the podcast?
Back when Amanda was still on here.
Back when my wife was a co-host.
It's okay, reference somebody that's not on the show anymore, but that's okay.
It's supposed to make you go back.
Female co-host number one.
Natasha over here.
Nuh-uh, I'm number 2.
She's
I'm number 2.
Natasha's
I'm
never number 2.
She's the shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the good way.
In the good way.
Jesus.
Spin factory. Like,
I'm laughing because it's
Matthew, I'm redirecting this bad boy back.
Bunnies, chickens, flowers.
Matthew, what's your favorite food?
This body wasn't built on picking one.
Matthew, have you ever been to a rodeo?
I want to say no, but yes.
You have. You have.
Okay, yeah, like you're from
I grew up in Bellefouche. The main attraction was the rodeo
right.
and the Bronco Buster.
So what
That's why I had to
was
get the
your
hell out of
favorite?
there.
And that it was
either ride or leave.
all they had was the rodeo or the annual ceremony that they don't talk about with outsiders, where they sacrifice several of the neighborhood children in order to make the corn bigger.
Every small town has one of those first times. So talk about it, don't talk about it. Somebody's getting sacrificed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have kids, so I'm not worried anymore.
The only thing that still bothers me...
I'm just like, you know, finally my trip on public transportation in this town will be a little quieter, you know?
Third born, never mind.
The only thing that still bothers me is when people can't pronounce the town name right. There's
Belfouche?
Belforche. Belforche. You hear it on the radio still, and it's like, oh my god.
So we've got Matthew Livingston here from Belfarsh. From Bealfarsh.
Archie?
Farchie. I think that's my favorite new name for Belfouche. Farchie.
Things are good.
He's from Bell.
No longer.
Oh, there's the second part. Okay.
No longer on .net. Which is a little weird.
Oh, like
programming-wise?
Programming-wise, yeah.
I'm not supposed to touch it.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
We had to give up all of our .net stuff.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
your management is like the Catholic religion, and it's like .net is masturbation.
Or little boys.
No.
Wow, I keep...
Masturbation is
What do you
Little boy
hands on?
hands-offs.
What are you hands on? That's like little boys for the Catholics. What are you hands on right now? Your Python? Running with Python?
So programming, that's cool. You've moved off of .NET and you're doing more database work. That's cool.
That's so like a C#.
Yeah.
Jeepers. Everyone, I got that? You're a nerd. We're a nerd. I'm a
Nerds.
So that's
so I'm
not.
I'm not going to get you to talk about the podcast, am I?
I mean,
But do you like it?
I like it.
Bi-weekly? Do you like it the way it's weekly? Do you like, where are you at right now? It's okay if you're like 50 episodes behind. Just where are you at for?
And it's
so
okay if it's just all good.
Yeah,
we're fine with that. We can understand if you can't pick something out.
No, I like that you guys keep it fresh and add new people. And I've seen how much Rob, you struggle to get new people on there, fresh voices, new topics, and kind of keep this all together and keep it all civil. I'll leave it like that.
Fuck you.
Well, fine.
We've had guests walk out. We've had plenty of guests walk out.
Well,
you're
I know.
fucking mug out to do.
I'm talking about some of the history.
Yes.
So, and I'm not trying to bring it up per se, but kind of allude to it.
I
That
get
you
you.
try to keep things civil.
We try, and then every once in a while, Briggs Warren runs out in the middle of an episode, then pops in through the window and gets sprayed by a sprinkler while he's on the podcast.
That was the one where you did it over.
Yeah, over in the community
building.
room next door. Yep. Those were good times, but that room was too echoey.
But yeah, I'm behind, unfortunately. By
But put it this way: is the Briggs Warren episode the most recent one you've listened to?
No, I'm only about a year behind.
That's okay. That's okay. That's like
I wanna say
Bosnia or Croatia or
I want to say 90s,
some Baltic
like
shit.
80s or 90s is the
I like
episodes
it.
I'm on.
Oh, then you're not even a year behind. You're
okay.
Yeah, because I mean, we just hit 100, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like astronauts. You're like, no way.
But you also were on a slower release schedule before, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I think we went to the bi-weekly right about the time you're at. Or I mean the weekly, sorry.
But yeah,
Listen to me like ask questions of someone else about my own podcast. What is my podcast?
having
quirky but harmless.
Oh, good. That's what I'm shooting for.
Having Matthew give a review of our podcast is like me giving a book review. Well,
It was thick. It was good.
I haven't really gotten around to the whole first part of the review.
No, and I love listening to it, but the hardest problem I've had is I used to be able to.
You had that commute.
Yeah, I used to have a commute to work, so I used to be able to listen on the commute, and now trying to listen to it while at work is just too difficult when you're trying to work through logic in your head. Too many distractions.
Sure.
when your job is already pretty ADD as it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Rob likes putting in a lot of distraction. Hey, could you do this for me?
Always right.
I've done that like once. I've literally probably emailed you about things, like actual work things that I needed from you, like probably twice since you've worked at Midco.
Yeah.
And spam you with thousands of GIFs or GIFs.
And then he's just not even there when actually his
and then the rest is just dick pics sent by Skype. So I mean,
wow, you know that stuff's smaller.
No, yeah, he's sending the small.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
That stuff is anyway.
Oh, funny, but
Hilarious.
hilarious.
Boy, I'm a beat off. Go ahead. Segue.
All I heard was "I'm gonna beat off," and I was just like,
I am a beat off. Like
"You're a beat off," as in like cadence.
Yes, cadence. Sorry.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, wow. No.
Hey,
Well, we all
Matthew.
turned the other
Golf
direction
tips,
for a
yes.
bit.
Yeah. Hey, Matthew. Yeah. Turn the camera away. Seth's like, I wanted to watch.
Awkward.
Natasha's faces this whole episode have just been like, Jesus Christ, why did I come back here? These people are fucking lunatics.
Remind me, when these three are on,
Good work.
I'm gonna say I'm sick. Too much energy.
Doesn't help
She
the
went through a
gallon
whole
of...
thing of coffee and still catching up.
Damn, did you drink the whole thing of coffee already?
Yes?
That is the exact response I want from someone who just chugged a gallon of coffee. Yes!
Maybe.
I don't know. Do you have
Cool,
more?
cool.
Is coffee all gone? I
Oh,
don't know.
cool,
Did I
a treadmill. I've got one of these at home, where my bed used to be.
Look, I solved the Rubik's Cube.
You just tore it apart and threw it at me. Done!
I'm done.
So, Matthew.
Matthew, what's your favorite part about the? Do you like? So you haven't heard the new opener until just right now, right? Yeah.
No, I think I've heard that one. I think it's...
Yeah, well, this one we've only changed like 2 clips from what? So unless you were really listening close at that intro, and I think you guys were busy like making googly noises or something.
I was kind of listening. I was like, I
didn't
can't
even
remember
get
if
my
it
piano
still has
yet.
that squirrel pea part on it. It's still the squirrel pea.
Yeah, we replaced the squirrel pea one with
Oh yeah,
something else.
Candy, it peed on me.
yeah.
Okay.
'Cause we had that
now I realize,
forever.
as soon as she said that, now I
Did
remember
we have
I
that for
didn't
2
do
seasons?
2
Me?
seasons. Yes.
Okay.
Now you just got to get more from the KSFY. I can't think of her name. Vanessa? No.
I don't know that one person.
Worst part is I watch that news channel every morning and I can't think of their names.
I listened to really
Welcome
interesting-
to my live stream. It's Matthew Livingston remembers the names of people on KSFY. It's a very, very niche market.
Just the morning show. Just the
morning show. We don't want to confuse people with information overload. God. Okay, so a topic that'll be a little easier, I hope, to talk about. Are you looking forward to Infinity Wars?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, but I feel like I'm hyped out. Maybe like I expected
We've been on a hype train for the past 6 years. For
Yeah.
Marvel, and
yeah,
it's just too much.
and the whole idea with when they were like, oh God, they get all these superheroes, and then they could do an Avengers movie, and then they could do a Civil War movie, and then they could do an
Now they're
Infinity
going to
War
bring in
movie.
Fantastic Four, and
Yeah, it's all coming together, but I'm just kind of like, I'm starting to understand why every once in a while they break the comic book world and then like reset everybody and relaunch.
because they can't afford everybody's salaries.
Yeah.
Star power.
I'm guessing and the story, because you get to a point where it's just like, Jesus Christ, they're like, you're going to have like Lord of the Rings style like giant armies coming at each other, but you know the names and backstories of like every person charging it.
What's that green one? Are you talking about the pale green, the light green, the dark green, or the green one?
Racist.
No, the purple one. Oh!
Well, it
Okay.
depends on what
We don't
you
talk
like
about him.
to-
His kind are dirty.
What about the all-white one? Ebony Maw.
Jesus Christ. So, Seth, are you a Marvel person? Or you're not into the nerd culture stuff?
Read a comic book.
Well, I've not. Honestly, I think I've read no. I bought a couple series of Batman when the New 52 started. So I own the Court of Owls series. When that came out, that's when I was reading. That was a great time to be reading Batman because that's one of the first new villains that's actually dynamic for Batman in a long time. I can't wait till someday they put that into it. What's going on?
Travis messaged us. He said he's on his way.
Yay!
Yay!
Cool.
I hope he's bringing some of his wares
He'll be here next
from
week.
his business.
I told
Are you saying that to him? Is that why you're holding your phone like that?
No, I'm just kind of hoping.
Oh.
Not the magic stuff. The other stuff.
You're like, fuck the magic, bring me donuts. You want the magic show I want to go to? They tell me it's going to be a magic show, and I sit down, and then instead they just hand out donuts and just let us quietly eat as many donuts as we want in darkness, so people can't watch and judge.
Where's the magic? They all disappeared.
And we all just make a gentleman's agreement as we're leaving that we tell everyone that it was a great magic show. See, I've been a promoter. I know what's up. Let's see. Yeah. Do we want to do this? We want to move into the plugs less shameless? Let's do it.
Okay, let's do
The
it.
Sioux Empire Podcast proudly presents this week's Shameless Plugs.
So normally we'd be like, what do you have to promote or whatever, but you're a private citizen. We don't tell people about how you fight crime by night as a masked vigilante. So you can't exactly put that website out there. But yeah, what do you got? Anything you want to plug? Even just a TV show you've seen lately that was awesome, or music, or what's cool in Math's world right now? And I think I just called you Math. M-Tron.
Weapons of math destruction.
Weapons of Math. Yes!
I instantly thought of that joke, and I was like, oh,
And a new band name is born.
I'll promote, since I went to SuperCon, the DayCon,
Woo!
walked through it, and I was a little disappointed, because at that point I realized I was a little out of touch and didn't realize Badlands Gaming had closed.
Yeah.
And there's a Weight Watchers in its place. So that was
Fat
very
people.
disappointing.
Assholes.
But I'll promote, it's Game Chest. I found about them. I've already purchased some stuff from them. They're over. We were actually visiting. We were doing a team luncheon at what is the Cajun place called? Swamp Daddy's Cajun
Swamp
Kitchen.
Daddies, yeah.
They have a really unique schedule. They're
with
only
that
open at
jambalaya that's super spicy that burns my it burns my soul as much as my insides, but it also burns my insides.
It's
So,
not
they
that
have a
spicy,
food truck,
Rob.
right? Right.
They were a food truck. They
Okay.
were. They bought a location, so they're on North Phillips, right by the falls.
Yeah, because they used to do
That place that's
Wednesdays
complaining
at Midco.
Right.
That place that's really complaining about
Yeah,
the noise
Yeah.
ordinance issue.
Icon.
It's the residents that are in the building on the top above them, because the first floor.
Swamp
is,
Daddies is ground level.
Seems
Ground
that's where
level.
the brewery, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's all a mall type setup down there. But
Well,
Game
they
Chest
should
was
have taken that into account when they went there. It's a big duh.
That's dope. I did not know that they had moved into a physical location because I loved getting their shit and I haven't seen their truck and so I've been sad.
And they have a
Right.
storefront now.
They have a storefront. It's out there. They're, if I remember their hours, it's only lunchtime. It's 11 to 3.
Not bad. Okay.
And I
did it.
think they opened for dinner on Sundays, but check their Facebook page.
Yeah, check the Facebook.
I don't remember. But
Consult the Book of Faces.
now that I've 3 places, let's back to Game Chest, because I think they were in the front, and I think I saw they just got a back location in that same first ground floor. So we'll promote them for board games.
Woo woo! Woo!
Hopefully they can stay open.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping
Because
too. Because
what-
That's a tough business, man.
Well, yeah, and then you have places like Dragon's Den that are very non-friendly to new faces.
Oh, really?
I've gotten that vibe every time I've gotten in there, so...
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Like when the new Spider-Man Miles Morales came out, they're just like, oh, you should have ordered it 3 months ago.
Oh.
Okay. Be a dick. I won't come back into your business establishment.
Okay.
Yeah, the chess club's always meets when at a time that I can't go at the Dragon's Den. Thursday nights at 8 or some shit like that.
At first I thought you were doing a bit, and then I remembered, wait, he actually does play chess,
Yeah,
like, a lot.
There's a Sioux Falls Chess Club that meets. I think it is Thursday nights at 8 at the Dragon's Den.
What
The
I'm
floor
really
would
curious-
entertain a motion to make that your shameless plug.
I gotta know, and I know I'm diverging us all again. Is there a Sioux Falls curling club?
Go fuck yourself. I hate curling so fucking.
I have to admit, I watched.
There
It was
is.
like I
I
started
watched
just
too.
watching. It
Sioux
was like,
Falls
oh, it's on.
Sioux Falls Curling has a small but like very ardent group. That they have a club and a Facebook site that's really active. Because I followed them on Facebook and it was like constantly posting.
If you are pudgy and you can play the sport, fuck. Wait, that takes baseball off the agenda. Never mind.
Baseball started with pudgy guys that couldn't run down the bases.
You're telling me it's like
Babe Ruth,
you're
yeah.
telling me it's like basketball. It's for guys with bad backs and bad knees.
But
Curling,
remember
yeah.
that movie.
actually, they say it takes more muscles that you're not used to using because of trying to keep stable and judge how far you push off of those.
Oh yeah,
like,
I've
little-
watched it. I
blocks.
would like murder my back and my knees.
Well, and you just have to stay stable and then just give a little, just to get it spinning a little bit. It's like, good God, precision. I thought it was like, I thought it was just shuffleboard without the old people.
Yeah,
It's not.
curling, shuffleboard without the old people.
you know, curling's a lot like pole vaulting.
Has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where you're going with that too, but yeah.
I won't be able to think.
Another
of
pun that
anything
went
in a
over.
timely manner. Sorry, guys.
Overset
Just trying to think of the most opposite, and like I think pole vaulting seems pretty fun. I don't. I you know, any fucking curler can't pole vault. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, are you aware that in 1973 there was no? I'm just fucking.
It was like, fuck.
The German team, the German pole vaulting
For a
team
second,
was
when
down,
you-
man. There
when
was
you-
a curler.
For a second there, you were buying it.
I mean,
Fuck you.
Whenever your stories start with a date, it's like history buff time. All right.
Shit.
Everybody listen to the guy in the fucking beret.
So, Rob, what are you going to have for lunch today? It all begins in the region between the Tigris and Euphrates.
Cheese. He wants to have cheese and crack. Jesus
Lemongrass.
Christ, just cheese. No,
I think he's saying hummus. I think that's where he's going with that.
I don't know. I didn't really base it off what you said.
Although I think hummus comes
Non-kosher?
later. Shit.
Hot dogs?
Okay. Shit. I'm actually getting sucked into a history thing. So
What's
So bail. Seth, what's your shameless plug?
my shameless plug is going to be Seth's Bi-Weekly Book Club. Next week it's going to be a special episode where we have a local writer, short story, because, well, Seth's Bi-Weekly Book Club is the book club for those that don't like to read. So all the short stories you can handle over the past 5 weeks or so, or five bi-weekly book clubs. That's at your fingertips. Download it. Check it out.
Nice.
0%.
Oh,
Also support Sioux Empire Podcast on Patreon.
Yes, please. Send money.
Send money.
Send money.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Natasha.
I was going to shamelessly plug getting massages at Royal Table Massage because that's where I work at, and it's
Really? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I got my own space, and I put some cool furniture and shit like that in there, and I'm cool and.
You're a business lady.
Sure.
So awesome.
You work out hard, she'll give you a rub down.
That's not what we're
Whoa,
saying here,
whoa.
bro.
Okay.
That came out way worse than I
No.
meant it.
And this is
Massage,
Matthew Livingston's
massage.
last appearance on the podcast.
First off, Miss Seuss. No.
I didn't mean it like that.
Man, this
Can't
is
believe
a
she stopped staring.
stare down of ages here. Stare down of the millennium, or at least the century, maybe just the decade. Definitely stare down to be reckoned.
Oh, she smiled a little bit. She broke, finally. Jesus.
I thought about making a Back to the Future reference just to break it, but
She would have broke.
I was starting to worry it was getting serious, so...
Well, she did.
I didn't mean it came out before I felt her.
I'm looking at some this ad about.
I was like, man, I heard that wrong, and I looked at Seth's face like, no, I heard that right. Jesus. You know what's funny?
This is where I accidentally before.
What's
goes
really funny is, if I remember right, this is what you did last time. You just totally turned it into like all we did was just bullshit and laugh like the whole time. It was great.
I think that's what threw me off.
Rob? What was it?
It was really great, and some people, if they don't up their game,
Well, Rob, maybe we could. I don't know, Matthew. How do you like that chair over there? What do you think about that chair?
It seems like it's molded to Rob's ass.
Rob's pretty busy?
It's not molded, it's welded, baby.
Oh, I'm laughing at this. I quit paying attention to you guys.
Yeah, let's say it's with steel.
Rob, what are you plugging this week?
What am I plugging this week? I'm going to give the rare anti-plug for Hard Sun.
That's a fuck you, Hard Sun.
This is the worst fucking show I have seen in ages.
Fuck you, Hard Sun.
And I don't know why.
I guess I haven't even heard of it.
I don't know why I watched the whole season. I watched the whole first season. I couldn't stop myself, but it was fucking bleak and terrible. The characters were the most unlikable TV characters I've ever fucking seen, and they are more than the sum of their parts in suckitude. So, yeah, just total shit show. The concept sounded cool, but man, they fucked it up bad. It's just terrible. I fucking hate it. And that's the feedback other people have given me about it on Facebook, that they just hate it. So fuck you, Hulu, for making that appear in my Facebook newsfeed and getting me to watch it.
That's H-A-H-A, not H-U-L-A-U for me. I don't know. I would never pay for Hulu. Anybody that does.
I actually stopped paying too, because it's not.
Where are you going with that one, Seth?
I don't know. I was Dennis Leary smoking cigarettes, vitamin C, that sort of shit. Never mind.
But yeah, Hard Sun. Bullshit. Total bullshit. Boo. Tell them I hate them. So, anyway, thank you for coming, Matthew.
Yeah. Of course.
It was an episode.
It sure is in the digital vault.
It's gonna have to be another 2.5 years to let Natasha cool down after I.
I just shut you off, is what I did.
So you offended the first one, and now okay, wait.
Oh.
Hey.
Wait, was
Matthew,
Amanda?
No, I was
okay.
never on when Amanda was.
Matt, okay.
Yeah, because we didn't do guests and stuff when it was just Amanda and you and
Although,
me.
Just the game.
when's the last time you did the
master
quiz?
and
Yeah,
fucking
when's the last time you did the quiz?
We don't do quizzes anymore
we don't
because
do
somebody
games.
refuses to do any games whatsoever now.
Well, games are bullshit because I always lose every time, so I don't even know why you're complaining. Alright. I told you I didn't want to come.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us, everybody, and we hope you feel like a winner and not a loser here. And once again, thank you so much for watching. We'd really appreciate it if you would review us on Facebook, review us on iTunes. If you really like the show, it'd be awesome if you went to Patreon and kicked in a few dollars so that I can get these guys a fruit tray again before shows.
Yeah, fruit tray.
Because people miss the fruit tray. And also my crippling, student debt. There's that too. So anyway, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.